They want it, and they're going to get it.
Back from the archives.
Yes.
If you haven't heard Peyton's first episode, do yourself a favor, listen to it, because this one will make a lot more sense if you do.
So true.
It's a direct sequel.
We'll only be referencing that.
Yes.
We're actually just going to run it back, Turbo.
Yeah, run it back turbo.
Let's go.
So in front of you, Peyton, is what? There's a gift that we gave you here that you said you hated.
I don't
Why do you
hate it.
You hate when the colors of the rainbow are joined together?
No,
Oh,
absolutely
okay.
not. Let's not go on the record with that. I just don't know how I feel about 7-Eleven cake.
Okay.
Oh, gas station cake.
Yeah. But hey,
We got you a piece of gas station cake because
You're
whenever
a big fan of the Cake Boss.
well, yeah, and when you came in
how
this,
did you know? I'm Italian.
Yeah, it's the shirt.
well, when you
that
came
says
in,
I love the Cake Boss.
when you came in the studio last time, you said who got that cake?
Uh-huh.
You kept saying that over
No,
and over.
right.
And
So-
then you point at Wayne's butt and you go, he got that cake.
He's got that cake.
Yeah. So this time we figured we'd give you this beautiful cake from 7-Eleven, and
Thank
buried
you.
down in that is an Adderall.
Yep.
Finally,
You'll
we're
know
going to
when
get
you
through this
find it.
episode lickety split.
Yes. And you brought headlines, you said.
I did. I brought them. Ready to party for the headlines.
3, 2.
Florida woman had her entire driveway stolen.
Okay.
I was like, dang, that was good.
Okay.
Like, could you imagine how humiliating that would be for her? So it is a product of scam.
no.
Yes,
Scam.
the scammers got her. So this woman had, so apparently it's like a well-known scam. I've never heard of this.
I haven't either.
I feel like I've heard of
That's a lot of
a very
work.
similar scam. So when I explain it to you, it sounds like the Facebook scams, like
Okay.
marketplace scams, but like a whole driveway is what really got me. So it starts with just, if you leave things in your yard, you shouldn't be surprised if they get stolen.
Right.
Bikes,
not Japan.
anything, sometimes even cars get stolen.
Yes.
However,
Cars do get stolen.
In
Good
Chicago.
point. Yep.
yeah, but however, one Florida woman has come home to find her entire driveway stolen. one
Okay.
day.
Yeah.
So when she put her house up for sale, she had some renovations done,
Of course.
replacing the roof, a few things outside, inside.
Nice.
And over the next several days, she said that her son noticed that there were people outside measuring her driveway. And
this
they had
like-
never had the driveway worked on. Like that wasn't
Okay,
part of the
okay.
renovation.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
yeah,
And
yeah.
this is, I'm talking like a long driveway. It's not like one of those cute paver drive. It's a whole driveway.
Is this a luxury driveway? Is it?
It's just like a
embedded
normal,
with
but I'm
goods?
saying like it's a pretty big one. Like
Like
you
the
would
one
hope-
we have here at the studio, like a nice fancy.
Yes,
right.
a long,
Yes.
plenty of cars, plenty of
Oh,
parking.
like concrete.
Yes.
Oh,
And it's
okay.
just gone. So she said when she put the house up for sale, she saw 5 contractor every day, like measuring her driveway.
Yeah.
And she said, she goes out, confront them. And she's like, hey, why
Stop
are
measuring
you
my driveway.
correct? Like,
Yeah.
I think I'd be concerned.
Yeah, I
too.
know how big
course.
it is.
Like,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
okay,
right.
cool. And she said that the man identified himself as just Andre.
Okay.
Andre said that someone contacted him to do a driveway replacement, and she said, and when they asked who the landlord was, that was just, or who was the owner, they said that Andre was the owner. And she's
Oh.
like, no, I own this house, and the contractors were like, no, Andre owns your house, and
Yeah.
you're a tenant, and she's like,
Oh, wow,
wrong.
that's even scarier.
Yeah.
So when they asked for proof that he owned the house, they stopped responding. So she called.
So
She
confusing.
called the cops and was like, "Hey, there's someone like saying that they own my house and like calling people out."
Yeah, what's the call?
The next
Yeah.
day, she comes home.
No.
Her driveway's gone.
Andre.
Which is honestly like working in the world of like construction for someone to get something done that fast
Honestly, yeah.
is crazy because
Yeah.
we can't even get like
That's a
if you-
heist.
It's a heist.
It's a heist.
It was
They
just
had
so
to know
funny.
her schedule.
That's what I'm like.
Yeah,
What do you
some
mean? She's just
planning.
like, I came home, my driveway was gone.
Wow.
But okay, but I feel like the measuring is such a gutsy thing to do because you essentially show up to the crime,
Yeah.
telegraph that you're there, everybody look at my face,
Yeah.
and then so when the driveway gets raptured, everybody's like, well, we know who it is. It's the guys who've been measuring it for.
Yeah.
No. So the contractors aren't the one that like, I mean, yes, they did the labor, but they aren't the ones that called out the contractor. So people, so how this
Oh.
works is
You got
when people are
prepay,
looking
right?
for houses for sale online
Yeah.
that are vacant,
Okay.
Yeah.
and they'll call contractors out to do something, and just to like kind of forego the article at this point.
Get it. Yeah. You're
you know,
smarter than the
we just got
article.
to.
Yeah.
So let's say they call out Wayne to go replace our driveway, right?
Yeah,
you know what I'm
Wayne.
saying?
Nobody
Wayne
ever
sends
would.
a quote for $5,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
I send Wayne $7,000. And I say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I sent you 7. Can you send back the 2?
Yeah,
and you're
yeah,
like, of course, you're a good, you're
Yeah,
Right.
good
you're
driveway boy.
nice.
Here's $2,000.
Sends
Yeah,
back the $2,000.
Yes.
You write me you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Wayne
whatever
writes
you
me a
do.
check.
Yeah.
Wayne McCarty,
Yes.
$2,000
$2,000.
to me.
Which
Yeah.
is nothing to me.
I cash
Nothing.
the check. My original check for $7,000 bounces because it's not real.
Yeah, bank time.
Okay.
So
Takes
now
time.
you're out the $5,000 you did the work for and the
a driveway.
$2,000.
Oh,
So
$2,000, yes.
people and a
Yeah.
and the driveway.
Or teaching banking first.
And
Then we'll
Josh's
get to
driveway's gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Josh doesn't even know what happened. He
Yeah.
didn't pay any
I'm
money.
like, where's my driveway?
You know what I'm saying? So
Did I ever have one?
beats me. There's just
I
like a
don't know.
drive.
They
Like
just,
the
like,
picture
they-
is so funny though.
They
It's
just gaslight you into believing you never had a driveway.
Yeah. Well, I think like that's what my brain would go to. I'm
It's
like,
just the
did I ever
picture
have a
of it, like
driveway?
literally, like look at this driveway. It's just like freaking gone.
It's like there's a gap.
It literally is just gone.
Okay. Okay, so there's grass.
Like, did she? I'm so curious. Like, did she stop? Did she park in the dirt that day, or like, did she
And
park
she gets
on
out,
the
she's like,
street? She's
"Wait
like,
a
No,
second.
she's parking on evidence though.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
like,
Yeah.
what did she do?
Uh-huh. That's scary.
Honestly, dude, like
So Andre's a scammer, basically.
Andre
What's he
is a
scamming,
scammer.
though. Had to get the
Well, I just think that we tend to, as a society, assume that only old people fall for scams. Like my grandma
my
might fall
parents
for
fall
that.
from them every day.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's actually not a bad scam because I feel like I would fall for that. Like if I'm having work done
Yeah.
or someone's like, hey, I sent you too much money or whatever, I would go, of course, dude, I'll send it back
Exactly.
to you. You know what I mean? Like
Without a doubt.
without even really telling anybody
Yeah.
because then it feels like I'm tooting my own horn for saying,
Same.
oh, someone gave me $7,000. I gave them,
Yeah.
you see what I'm saying? Like, and before you know it, boom, bada bing.
Yeah.
I'd say most of that's true. But if you've ever been to a Smoky Bones barbecue
Okay.
with him,
Highway robbery.
yeah, God, he ordered half rack. They brought him a full rack of
Yeah.
ribs.
Yeah.
And
Dang.
he ate them.
Well, let me tell you, it was a half rack before the waiter walked away. Like that's how fast I eat them.
Yeah. He saw their mistake. Whoop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I love this little.
I think I love you.
No, I'm serious, dude.
So good.
Okay, I will say this, man. If someone brings me something that is the wrong order,
Yep.
I won't correct them. Like
No.
Of course, yeah.
yeah, and it's not that I think you shouldn't.
Yep.
It's not like a moral thing. I'll go. This is what I was meant to have. I'm just like I'm meant to have whatever they brought me. Like their job's hard enough as it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends. I feel like it depends on what restaurant I'm at.
But I feel like Gen Z, if you don't mind me accusing
No,
you,
please.
Yeah. Are
I-
you
I-
Gen Z?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
just
but I
checking.
feel like you guys are a lot more confident and like you would body slam a cop. You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's right. I mean, like I don't know. Like
Yeah, I think they're a lot more confrontation. I'm personally not confrontation. I really hate conflict.
And you work in the construction.
I hate conflict.
Biz.
Like have you ever, Mike loves this book, Never Split the Difference, and
Oh,
I
okay.
cannot get on board with it because
Right.
Yeah,
I haven't read the book.
negotiating book.
Yeah, I do owe him money until I read the book, but it's a deal we have
Yeah.
because I can't ask people for discounts. Like it makes me feel bad. Where I'm like, they're doing me a favor by doing this service that
Thank
I'm
you.
legitimately paying for.
Right.
But like he's like, just ask for a little discount, and I'm like, I can't.
It's an
like
agreed
I'll
upon
throw
price
up.
already.
Like I
right?
will throw
Yeah.
up.
yeah.
But I don't know. Like Chili's one time brought me the wrong thing, and I was like, "Girl, be so for real. Like, bring this back."
Yeah,
Like
right.
she was like, "Hope it's okay." Like she didn't even like. She's
Wow.
like, "Hey, I accidentally rung it in wrong. My bad." Just
Oh,
and
that's
I
a
was
little
like,
yeah.
"Oh no, I actually did want the real thing."
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, you know how you
Yeah.
got that burger and fries? Here's a
Yeah.
bowl of onions.
Like
Yeah,
literally,
and
it was like
chimichurri steak.
literally. I was here you go, and I'm like, "Oh, sick!"
I
Like
didn't even know you served this here.
yeah.
Chimichurri.
Yeah, did you DoorDash this to Chili's
Yeah.
for me?
This is my lunch.
Yeah, like,
actually.
what is this?
thank God. Like,
I'll say this. Headline number one is going to go on the record books as like confusing me. I understand it now.
have you been scammed on Facebook Marketplace before?
Well, yeah. So, for example,
That's like when they send like they'll be like, "Can I Zell you?" And that's
Yes.
where they're like they'll
Wow.
start like it's happened. I mean,
Yeah.
I will admit I fell victim, and I haven't like not the money part,
Right.
but like they'll try to be like, "Oh, let me Zell you this," and it was like I was selling a dresser for like $150, and they sent me $200, and I was like,
Dope.
I'm confused. I don't even have Zelle. Like.
yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
How'd you
Because he's like,
send
I
that?
Zelled you 200. I was like, what
Did
do
you?
What do you mean? I don't know you. Like, how do you Zell me? I don't know.
That sounds like a fake currency. Like I sent
Yeah.
you a bag of coins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Like I don't know how to find it. Like.
Yeah.
Well, if you got a social security number, then you got a Zelle account. apparently.
100%.
Yeah. So
I
you
was
got to
scared-
learn how to
I
access
did learn
it.
what Zelle is recently. Yeah.
Yeah, me
I was
too.
scammed one time because I would sell photos of myself, just like for bonus cash.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. No,
Okay.
it's
and I sent a DM because someone was like, "Oh, instead of sending it through official channels, like just DM it to me."
Uh-huh.
And they had
Right.
very specified poses for me to do.
Yep. To prove he was real.
to prove I was a real person.
Of course, it's
yeah.
like the Google code, but like
Yes.
your
Yeah.
body. Like
100%.
Hey, can you make an S shape?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
like-
or can you like
Feet behind your head.
Yeah, do a split as far as you can, and then lean over forward without falling. And so, like, I did that, and then it just gave me the screenshot notification, and they blocked me. So like, I
Oh,
never got
wow.
any money.
No.
No.
No, I
Oh,
hate
you gotta
when
get
that-
money first.
Well, they said I zelled you, and then they blocked me.
Oh, that makes sense.
And you're like, what's Zelle? Like,
Yeah,
like 2006.
It feels like a Slovakian coin, right? Like a Zell. Like I gave you a zenny,
Ooh.
Oh wow, you changed it too. Midway.
two Z's.
Two Z's. It's fine.
All right, so that's a great headline, dude.
Yeah.
I shame Andre.
But you call the cops and you just say my driveway's gone.
Yeah, Andre is still roaming free. Apparently, the scammer is not arrested, but a local business did donate a whole new driveway.
Oh wow,
That's pretty
You wanna
cool.
plug
So
them?
it says just it's a good reminder if you aren't careful and you try and sell your house, just be
Yeah.
careful someone doesn't steal your driveway.
Turns out Jason's Deli donated the
driveway, yeah.
Yeah, foot long.
Shout out to Jason's Deli.
Yeah,
just tons
Just
of
foot longs
sandwiches.
down
Yeah,
the thing.
it's actually like in the concrete, like written with a finger, like J Deli, like so you know like where it came from.
Yeah, J Baby 2023.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, written, never forget. And then P.S.
It's like the
sorry
hardened
about the
bread.
original driveway. Yeah,
like crunches.
that's good. That's
God.
great, dude.
All right. Oh, whoopsies.
Hold on, side question.
Okay.
Yep.
Would you take a driveway that's just a full ad?
Oh yeah.
Wow, it's like those cars that are ads where it's like, okay,
yeah,
that's
like
kind
a
of
billboard driveway
Yes, I would.
yeah, I think
for the
so.
vasectomy guy.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Oh.
Like for a free vasect, and then like a
QR code.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And Peyton's just nodding her head. Yeah, she would too.
I don't
Let's
have a
just thinking
driveway to
about
even
it.
thinking about, so
Yeah.
honestly,
Future you though.
I don't vasectomy guy. Yeah, I mean whatever. It's,
Well, now you're just
You're
being
a lady.
agreeable.
Yeah.
Okay, so
like I'm just like honestly at that point like it's just free, like
Yeah.
you know.
right, but my thing is okay. So if not him, what billboard would you accept a free driveway from?
Chili's.
Okay, see,
Wow. Okay.
Easy.
Morgan and
everybody's
Morgan?
got a price.
Like it'd be
Yep.
so funny to have a Chili's logo on your driveway,
That
like
would be kind of cool. I don't know why it's not been done.
I actually okay. If
because
I
your car's parked on it, they don't see it.
Oh, you got a car?
Yes, I do.
forgot how rich you are.
Flex.
My bad.
Okay, so if I'm ranking those three companies,
Yeah.
vasectomy guy, Chili's, Morgan and Morgan,
Uh-huh.
I would go in that exact order. I think vasectomy guy because
Yeah.
of respect, right? I mean, he's been snip snapping all day every day
Yeah.
for like 30 years.
He has.
And then
He has.
Chili's because of the half off apps, or that's Applebee's.
That's Applebee's, bro. After
Yeah.
10.
That's about.
Have you guys seen that the Applebee's on South Florida does DJ Trinidad on Thursday nights at 9?
Pardon?
After that bar in downtown closed, he
Yeah.
lost his job. So
No. DJ Trinidad?
Applebee's took him in.
Yeah,
and they
bro.
give him a booth and he sets up and it's just like
That-
so
that's
freaking
some-
loud
We have
and
to
it's just
go.
like trap
Yeah.
rap at like
We have to
10
go.
p.m. No,
Dude,
I
I love
have
it,
been
Trini.
multiple times. I can't stop. Like
Of course.
Yeah.
it's so funny.
What you're describing is like my dream scenario.
Yeah.
Like cheap drinks. Isn't that Applebee's where they have the $1 margaritas or something like that?
Dollaritas.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, they're trash, but hey, $1.
Yeah, it's not real.
Yeah.
If it's free, it's for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like the driveway.
Come on. I
Morgan and
received
Morgan.
Get your
that.
money up, not your funny up, baby.
Come on. That's a callback to the original
Yeah,
episode.
you
Callback.
would know if you listen.
Yeah, okay. Headline
Yeah.
number 2.
Headline number 2. Naked Florida man gets caught stealing shirt from church thrift store, and he made no effort to cover his genitalia.
Okay, so Winnie the Pooh did. Everybody's done it
He,
a couple
yeah,
times.
absolutely. He,
Also,
but he didn't. Like he went in full naked.
yeah, that's okay. But should the church be pressing charges
No.
against nudes?
That's what I'm
No.
saying.
Yeah.
First of all, church thrift stores make me chuckle because, like, what do you mean? Like,
Yeah,
what do
right.
you mean you're running a whole business off your donations? Like,
Yeah. That's a great point. What are you thrifting?
a second business, if you will.
Yes, come
Oh,
on.
Yeah. Oh.
Tax them.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
no.
I tax them.
No, here's my thing though, dude. The guy comes in naked, right?
Yeah.
And they get a shirt, they put it on.
Yep.
How long's the shirt, right? Because I mean,
Oh,
maybe
tall
he did.
tees
Maybe he
were
did make an
in.
effort.
Remember tall tees? You
Oh
wouldn't.
yeah, a dub
Big
XL
and tall,
and
yeah.
let it ride. Yeah, that's what I would always
No,
say.
for sure. Yeah. So Michael DaCosta.
Is there
Costa?
pictures?
There is. He looks wild.
I mean,
Yeah.
well, if
He's
you've been
loving the
nude-
free shirt in jail. That's
If
for
you've
sure.
been nude outside, you instantly become a wild man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you got to be bold too.
Yep.
Yeah.
honestly. And you got to be at your wit's end. So he was arrested.
Bell end? What'd you say?
Huh?
Wait, what'd you say?
Me?
Wits end. You said wits
Wits-
end.
Oh,
Yeah.
wits end. Sorry about that. Go ahead. I'll edit that
I
out.
can't remember what I'm talking about.
Sorry about that.
Anyway.
British humor.
Lie. Michael DaCosta, 38, was arrested last Wednesday at the Wings of Faith thrift store in Ocala.
Wow.
And it said a naked man was running everywhere. The affidavit reportedly says.
Yeah.
He entered the thrift store fully nude, snatched a t-shirt off the store, and on his way out, when he was asked to leave, said, "I'm not doing that."
Oh, wow. So he's staying.
Yes.
So he made no effort to cover his genitalia while in the store and was acting very erratic. The store clerk told deputies. When questioned, he told them he needed clothing for himself.
Well, yeah, we got that.
Yeah.
So tough. And
Yep.
he's currently being held on a $6,000 bond, and he's just being charged with petty theft.
Well, if you've ever been to an FMOFM sleepover,
Right.
you know it's t-shirt only, and then you pull it down, you staple under the crotch.
That's right. Like a onesie.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so my thing is this, though, bro. It sounds like he's being pursued, right? He's running everywhere like Sonic the Hedgehog, back and
okay.
forth.
Yeah, yeah,
and then he
yeah.
comes in, no clothes on, grabs a shirt, which I feel like is...
I'll get it.
Of course you would. Like, someone's obviously stolen Andre.
Yeah.
Stole his clothes.
I got it. I got the
Freaking
story
scammers.
actually.
Okay.
I read the story.
Did you really?
Yeah. So apparently, like, his car was on fire.
Okay.
Yeah, he runs
Hate
and
when
he
that
jumps
happens.
into someone's pool, and they're like, "Get out of my pool!"
Yeah.
And on his way running, his clothes were stripped off of him by
Right.
the person, and so he ran into this thrift shop, and
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
like,
you'd think the people at God would help.
"No," they're like, "Get out!"
Yeah, give me you're tired, you're naked, you're hungry.
Well, it doesn't say naked. That's the thing.
Oh, crap. They're very literal Christians, aren't they?
Yeah.
Wasn't there that verse that's like, knock on the door, will answer to you. Like, if you ask for food, I'll give it to you.
Oh, 100%.
Close
Yeah.
your back. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
don't come in nude. Like, I'll give you extra clothes,
Well, and I love, you can tell it's a
but not
store-
your initial set.
Yes, and you can tell it's a store of faith because
Wings.
she had this. It's Wings of Faith, and it's in the title. But
It
also,
is.
she had to specify he made no effort to cover his junk. Like, okay,
She said
like,
genitalia.
yeah, exactly. Who does, bro? Like,
Yeah.
he's been attacked. He's running in the nude. Like, he's not thinking about his dignity. He's thinking about survival.
yeah.
you know what I
Truly.
mean.
And it's probably cold out, honestly.
And his
Like,
burn.
Yeah, and that's what he said too.
Yeah.
He goes, "It's cold. Trust me."
Yeah.
trust.
Yeah,
Like,
trust.
I'm out the door,
I
babe.
believe. I do love the idea that he was about to flee,
Yeah.
and then like get out of here. He's like, "Don't tell me what to do. I'm staying."
Knock
Yeah.
it off.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah.
Yep.
It's just like, why not the pants? I feel like,
I bet the pants are in the back of the store,
yeah,
and there's
but
probably shirts up front.
True.
like, do you know what I mean? Like a
Yeah, I know what
woman
pants
stealing a
are.
shirt if she's completely naked. Like, I guess that makes a little bit
Because
more.
she's covering 50%.
Yeah, like a guy.
guess.
A
What's
guy
he
stealing a
up to?
shirt is still 100% of the real estate is still exposed.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Okay, but we're assuming
He's standing for free the nipple.
I'm still picturing.
He doesn't
what
believe in
Wayne
free the
said.
nipple.
well, like what Josh said
Yeah.
about the sleepovers with the pull between the legs and staple.
Yeah.
Right.
Perhaps he was trying to do that, and they were yelling at him and confusing him. He's like,
Why?
He was
Why?
erratic. Like, he's
Right.
stressed.
Yeah, he's stressed. Bro, God forbid, okay, my hands are in the air.
Thank you.
God
Preach.
forbid
Yep.
that I'm ever in a position
Of nudity.
of nudity publicly and I need
Yeah.
to be covered and a ministry
Oh,
calls
good.
the cops on
Wow,
me.
you should have seen that
and
head
goes,
shake.
He won't cover his dong. And,
Yeah,
I'm like, well, you know,
Oh, wow.
wings of faith.
Dongs go to heaven. You know, all dongs go to heaven.
Oh, stupid.
Can we call the episode that?
Yeah.
Dogs of all dogs go to heaven.
guys, we're crushing Red Bull at like 10 in the morning and
Yeah.
Don't y'all worry about me.
yeah, we're good.
And rainbow cake.
We're good, bro. We're good. Peyton,
Literally.
you're a blast, dude. Headline number 3, yeah.
Headline number 3. I'm trying to pick between my ooh.
I think you came over prepared.
Always.
Name them real fast, and then we'll pick for
Okay.
Ooh, good.
Ooh, speed round. Okay. Florida woman tries to kill husband over postcard from ex-girlfriend from 6 decades ago.
Whoa, that's pretty good.
The next one, I just, as a callback to a previous episode that you guys had recently.
Thank you.
Hulk Hogan's son arrested for DUI as famed wrestler shows up to traffic stop. You good, Bubba?
Oh wow!
I watched that.
Yeah,
It was really
the video's
nice.
good.
It was really nice.
And then Florida man busted creeping through backyards with underwear around his neck claims it's just exercise.
Didn't you just do that guy? The nude guy, right?
Same dude.
Same dude.
Same
So
dude.
before we pick, because I picked the first one, I think the
And I
sixth.
picked the third one just because I'm big underwear.
Oh, the
man.
garden. Let's go with the
Yeah.
garden then, because I have a garden story. So let's hear this, and I'll tell you my garden story.
Oh, sweet.
Sick. All right. So, Florida man.
Yeah.
So he's caught creeping through the yards.
Yeah.
With, he is clothed. Like
Come on.
he is
Oh,
clothed. He's
with
not nude.
righteousness.
This was
And-
before the nude phase.
Yes.
Yep. And someone called 911 because they saw that someone was like army crawling through. This is in Cape Coral.
This is a
If this makes
this
more
is a
sense, where they
nightmare.
have like the
Shells.
in my head, I'm thinking the word trench, but it's like you know how the
Like,
waterways
I
kind
do
of
know.
connect in the
Yeah.
backyard,
Warfare.
like
Yeah.
a creek, if you will.
Yeah. It's
Canal.
like canal.
Canal.
Yes.
Thank
yes.
you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's army crawling in people's
I hate
backyards
that.
through the
hate
canal,
that.
and
Yeah.
he has underwear just around his neck. And
Like a necklace?
It's
Yeah,
nighttime.
like
it's
a
dark.
kerchief.
Okay.
Yes.
But not
yes,
like
yes,
a
yes,
face
yes.
mask. Not like a COVID mask.
So everyone started calling it in at the same time to
Yeah.
the police.
Wow, very
because they
attentive
saw
neighbors.
it on the security cameras, and then people would
Okay.
notice him in the backyard. Like he was making,
hate
he was
that.
probably booking it, honestly.
Yeah.
And he finally got caught. He was just hiding in a bush between the seawall and this bush in someone's backyard.
Yeah.
And he just had a pair of navy underwear around his neck, and they're like, "Hey, man, what are you doing?
Yeah. Those are
Like,
my.
what are you doing?"
Well, it's like a tough mutter, right? He took the wrong turn.
Exactly,
okay. Yep.
exactly. He was like, "I'm literally just exercising," and
Yep.
they're like, "Are you sure?" And he was like, "Nope, I am sure. I'm just exercising."
Yeah, look
and they're
at
like,
me.
"Okay, why are you hiding?" He's like, And then he
It's
folded.
part of the exercise.
He
He
folded.
folded after.
Wow, no confidence.
None.
Yeah.
And he said someone confronted him, and he was nervous, so he hid in
Well,
someone else's
yeah.
backyard.
But so far, that's not illegal, though. I haven't heard anything illegal.
Yeah. No, it's so here's comes the illegal part
Okay,
for
here we
him.
are. Here we
Okay.
are.
That day, someone also did notice that 2 bonsai trees were stolen from their front yard, worth $7,000.
Well, you don't put that in your front yard and strike one.
Right?
Right.
there. If
Yeah.
people
And
are
they-
stealing driveways,
Yeah, in Cape
In this
Coral.
Trust and
world?
believe they're stealing your bonsai
Oh,
tree.
yeah.
Yes, 100%.
And so they did actually find the bonsai tree in his yard.
Okay.
oh, okay. I
He
think
was a neighbor too.
He's
you
like
know what I
whole
mean?
planted. Like he's just
wow.
like. Okay, so when we were growing up, we played this game called Theft and Shrubbery, and it was where we would go into
Like
people's
shoots and ladders are like crazy.
similar.
Yeah.
You would go into people's backyards, and you would very quietly go, "We do beg your pardon, but we are in your garden." And you would say it louder and louder until the folks inside saw you, and
This
then
is
you
not
would,
me. This is his other friends.
No, of course.
yeah,
Yeah, I
it was,
wouldn't
it was
do
me and
such a-
Posh.
Yeah.
And
The Spice Girl. You not familiar?
yeah, you've seen her.
Yes,
Posh and
yeah.
I would do this, and then the trick was not to really harass the neighbors, was
Yeah.
it? No, it was to get the cops called, and then you run from the cops. Like it was like the adrenaline rush of
Ooh.
like the
That's fun.
yeah.
And what protected him was his white skin.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it was almost like a holy aura, they called it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, but no, I got arrested. But no, here's the thing, man. Like, I just felt like this was something similar. He's just being a little cheeky. He's not doing anything
Yeah,
bad.
and
Well, I'm just
honest-
confused. Like, why was he like? If the trees were already stolen earlier in the day at your house, what are you doing in the backyard with underwear? Like,
Okay. Well, I think
Oh.
the
and like, what were you?
the underwear was accidental because if
Yes.
you've ever army crawled anywhere, stuff gets over your neck
Oh, yes.
and you don't even realize it.
What if he crawled so hard that
Like I had a crown of thorns after I was crawling through the mud
He just
one time.
told them because it was to like. He was like, I'm actually exercising. This is just to warm up my face. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we're runners
you might
or in
need
the
to pull
cold.
it
They
over,
have
right?
like. But I'm just not following. Like,
what if he crawled so hard his panties just pulled their way up
a
to his neck?
reverse crawl.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
He
it's
was
a
fully-
super wedgie.
Sure, maybe I don't know if they check
yeah.
his pants to find out. I don't.
Right.
That's unconfirmed.
I like picturing a super wedgie.
Yeah, me too.
It's yeah.
That was my screen name in middle school.
Picturing
wedgie?
I'm
Super
picturing a
wedgie.
super wedgie.
I'm picturing a super wedgie.
It's like Captain Underpants ripoff version.
Yeah, he loved it.
I just feel like the thing about it is with the bonsai tree. First off, when the cops ask you what you're doing, don't talk to them. You don't have to speak to the police.
No.
All
He was just exercising, like truly, and I honestly do believe him at that point
And
because
you're
he
in a
wasn't
canal.
running.
Right.
The trees were long gone.
agreed.
Can dude not swim? Just that's how you escape the cops. You dump
It's
in
like
water.
that much water.
They
and there's
can't
probably
swim.
alligators.
in the Sienna, like in the
Yeah.
behind the yards in the
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I
take
feel
a
like there's
dive.
barely any water.
I just feel like, man, honestly, dude, like 'cause you can drown in a spoonful of water.
That's what they say. Yeah.
So he
Big
maybe
enough
was just
spoon.
he was afraid.
Yeah.
I think
Ladle. they
perhaps
say.
yes.
Yeah.
Man, this guy so far. What's interesting about these 3 headlines is I don't really hear any criminals. I don't hear anything that's like. I mean, I get the
Andre.
scamming thing. Andre's a criminal.
Yep.
Andre should go away if we can ever find the guy.
Yeah.
Find a little brat who's still in
Freaking Andre. Like,
driveways.
I have a question on the third one. The not that it matters to me.
No,
Right.
of
And
course not.
it shouldn't.
The gender of the undies, were they his undies? Or were
I don't. It doesn't
'cause
say. It just
I think
says
stealing undies is the biggest crime.
that is
Okay.
really scary.
Yeah.
I would-
It just says a navy pair of underwear was around his neck.
And then parentheses women's.
no.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, but let me ask you this though: if you find out someone stole 2 bonsai trees
Yep.
that equaled $7,000 out of your yard, and in addition to they stole your panties,
Oh,
which are you? But you can only pick one to be offended by. Which one are you offended by?
panties.
I think so.
Yeah, it's like why? First of all, how do you get my house? The
Thank
bonsai
you.
trees are free game out in
Yeah.
the front yard.
You're
Well,
right.
yeah, because a
Where-
neighborhood that has bonsai trees in the front doesn't have a clothesline in the back.
When,
No,
you had to
That's
go-
that is
exactly like
You had to
how-
go in my
Where
house.
did you get
Yep.
the panties and how did you
Yep.
get in? How do I not know about this?
yes. Okay.
And how would you also
Army
find out
crawl,
that you took
obviously.
your panties? Like, you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
some
are you
people
taking-
some people
name-
only have 7 pair.
And they're doing inventory.
One
every
per day.
Right.
They're gonna put their Fridays on,
What?
and they go,
Where are they
"Wait, my
at?"
navy blues are gone."
And they're
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh.
They start panicking. They run out of the house naked.
Oh,
they end up at
no,
a Christian
my- Hold on.
consignment shop,
This sounds familiar.
Now we're talking.
and then their driveway was stolen.
It's all connected.
And then your ex beats the crap out of you for getting a postcard in the mail.
There
Wow,
it is.
That makes sense to me.
Ding, 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 ding. All right,
Yeah.
here we go.
Oh, this is no. Yeah.
3, 2.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Josh.
Hey.
So when I get friends together,
That's right.
we like to play a game called Never Have I Ever.
My nightmare.
But when Peyton gets together with her friends, she plays a different game.
That's right.
Yes, I do.
It's called
Don't get me started.
Don't Get Me Started.
Yes.
So we had our friend Jess
Yes.
put together some topics
Yes.
of what we can elaborate on, things we're passionate about.
Just rants.
Yeah,
Rants.
Rants
Yep.
that we can make. And so I've collected them in
A theater
a
kid
small
nightmare.
bowl.
Improv.
Yes.
And like theater
clear
kid
jar.
improv. Yeah. And if someone wants to just do the honors, pick. And
right.
then it's obviously things we're all passionate about.
Right, right, right.
Yes.
But
We're about to rant. So podcasts, especially older white men like ourselves, like
we can rant.
We get a platform, we start ranting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About like this
Just
country,
No
yapping.
Raven though.
not in my America.
Not
Yeah,
ranting
Taylor Swift
Raven.
the Super Bowl. Like, here we go.
Right.
Yeah.
So Peyton, we're gonna let
Don't
you
get
go
me
first.
started on
Ooh.
that.
Read the topic out loud, and then don't get me started. And there's a hair
yeah,
on hers.
sorry about that.
Thank you.
Sorry
Yeah,
about
it's not-
that.
it's- yeah, it's
Yeah.
not
All
mine.
right. Don't even get me started. Hungry Howie's new tie-dye sparkle pizza. Honestly, I'm glad you guys brought this up because I've been meaning to talk about it for a hot minute.
Okay.
We know. We know.
I can't do the tie-dye. I can't.
Really?
And I'll tell you why is because I had an ex-boyfriend whose mom was obsessed with tie-dye.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
and you know what I'm saying? Like the tie-dye boomers.
Tina?
it's-
Oh,
Yes.
that art
Yes,
has
it-
transformed though.
Yes,
it's gotten very complex.
It's like an archetype at this point, like tie-dye boomer.
Yes.
Ooh.
Like they're
Yes.
every think about it.
Yep.
Where do boomers go on vacation? Beaches.
Right.
Beaches. Yeah.
And you know what beach shops have? Countless tie-dye shirts. So what Hungry Howies do? Market to the boomers.
They
Oh,
cop
wow.
it.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they're always like, I don't sweat, I sparkle, or like 50
So
fit and
much.
fabulous.
Yeah,
like
there's so much
they're
there.
literally, I think they're just going on
Like
like
the hype train.
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah,
like they
yeah.
already had the millennials in the back of their hand with the $5
She can
pizza.
go on for too long about this. We
I
have to
can.
cut her off.
Well-
I can't think about it because it's just like
It's aggravating.
She's furious right now.
Yeah.
She's
ticked.
furious.
it's so annoying.
I
Like,
think you've become anti-confetti and like sparkles now, right?
but I
or
do
glitter.
love I love confetti cake, but I won't stand for confetti pizza.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
same.
such a great line, and we're gonna actually snip that
Yeah.
for promo. Our sponsor for the next 4 episodes is Hungry Howie's.
Are you for real?
They paid all of our bills.
And now it's
And
tie-dye pizza.
They're very, very, very good to us.
Yeah,
very
so
wealthy
thank you for
company.
speaking so
Now we're a
highly
wealthy show.
about it.
But yeah, to hell with those guys, man, and their pizza,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
screw your tie-dye pizza. I'm
We've
not
already
buying
signed.
it.
We've already signed the contract.
Yeah.
Would you hand me the bowl?
Of
And now,
course.
now it's my turn to
I
rant.
feel like I need like a what's the? Some churches put their
Adderall.
offering bucket. I got that. So, around my neck. Some churches put the offering bucket on a long pole.
oh yes.
Yeah, but some like trust their
patrons,
parishioners.
to pass it down.
I wish I had the bowl on a pole. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, just hand me the bowl.
I could
and
rant
pull.
about that.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Let's,
guys.
you might get to.
We'll see.
Let me
You
open
might.
this. This says Chubb from Pawn Stars. Yeah, that guy. Don't get me started.
Don't even get him started.
Chubb from Palm Stars. Okay, so about 4 years ago, I was down in Vero Beach.
Right.
And where they filmed some of their episodes. And I walk in, and I had found in the back of my trunk my Papa's old
I
sword.
don't think his name's Chubb.
And I
Did he die?
well, yeah.
Is he dead?
Well, at the time he wasn't when this happened.
Can you fact check this?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, did he die recently?
What's the Pawn Star guy's name?
It was Rick's son that died.
Just because he passed doesn't mean he's absolved from what happened to me. Like I just want.
No, I totally agree, but like, don't even get him started.
Yeah, don't get me started on death.
Yeah. It's. I think his name. I think you're thinking of Chug.
Oh, Chug.
Yeah,
Oh,
Chug.
the twin.
The
Yes.
sidekick.
His name is Rick.
No,
name is Rick.
No, Rick didn't die.
No,
Rick's
what's another
son
one?
died. Chubb. I don't
There's
know.
another character.
I agree.
Okay.
He's
well,
the third man.
yes,
Yeah.
but not Chubb.
No.
I think Chubb's alive and well.
Okay,
I hope so.
sure. And tell us about when you met him in Vero.
So I was down in Vero
Yeah, sorry.
Beach, and in the back of my trunk was my Papa's sword that
Oh,
I would
wow.
always carry around for the safety issues and stuff.
Samurai.
Oh, not to pawn, though.
Well, not to pawn. No, I just carried it around on my belt, like.
Yeah,
And
Okay.
my Papa would tell me that if you're ever out late in Miami or a
Yeah.
town where it's dangerous and the sun goes to set, you put the sword in the air and the sun would stop and buy you more time to get back to safe side of
Wow,
town.
that sounds legit.
He would say. So I walked in the pawn shop with my sword, and Chubb saw me, and he goes, "Yeah, best I can do is $40." And I was
You're
like,
for what?
"Yeah, I'm not trying to sell you
$40
anything."
for safety.
Yeah, for
Oh,
Chubb.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
And then he whipped his hair around. It was really embarrassing, dude, and I didn't like it. Can we? I mean, if he's dead now, I feel bad. Okay, because like
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I mean-
well, rest in peace.
yeah,
I actually think it was big news like recently.
Not in our circles.
yeah. Sorry, I missed that one.
Did Corey die?
Oh, his name is Corey.
Oh, jeez.
He's still alive. Okay, great.
Thank
There's
goodness.
another character. For the love of God.
How many characters are on Pawn Stars?
It's Rick, his son, and then there's another guy. I thought it was Chubb.
Isn't it Dave?
It's not Dave.
Are you sure?
It's something funny.
I don't think anybody's called Chubb.
We had a employee when I worked at Krabby's in high school, which was
Austin.
a restaurant on the beach.
It's Austin, yes.
His name was Stick, literally.
I
Okay,
get it.
yeah.
I get it. Okay, well, I pulled something, and it says, what's the most nipples a man should have?
Don't even get
Okay.
him started.
Don't get me started. Honestly, it's about location
Okay. Yes.
and size.
Yes. Okay.
Now we're talking.
I think the nipple is the protrusion,
Yes.
right?
You're
So
thinking of
if
the
you
part
have-
that comes off the body.
Yeah, if you have a multiple of those, but they're in the same circle, that's cool.
That's one nip essentially.
But yeah, but if you got just like sporadic,
All
I
over.
hate that. Like I've met a lot of dudes,
right.
and they're like, just massage my back, and I'm like, you gotta turn over,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, what's all them?
Yeah. What's
You're
all? What's all them things?
Yeah, what them do?
What's all?
Yeah. Oh, that was one of my many jobs. You know.
Yeah. 100%. No.
Sometimes you're a masseuse at a beach club.
My great uncle, I thought he had a third nip, and I pointed at it one time on a picnic. He had a shirt off.
Oh, that was his parakeet, right?
No, it wasn't. I pointed at it, and he goes, "That's just a sea wart," he said.
You're lying.
And I guess
sounds
swear on my
legit.
life. And I was like, "That's a third nip." He goes, "No, it's a sea wart." So
Seaward.
Yeah, he'd never been in the
Florida.
ocean.
yeah, don't get me started. Peyton, your
Oh,
turn.
jeez.
Yeah, you're pretty passionate about stuff.
We're not really an angry show, but now we're just getting angry so much in this
Now, the
section.
nips thing really got me going.
Oh yeah.
You jerks.
What?
How is it?
Why is this one handwritten? I'm feeling like this was a last minute ad. My
No.
gosh.
No. What are you talking
Don't
about?
even get me started. The birds and the bees. Do they F each other?
Well, I'm not a parent.
And I'm glad you brought it up.
Thank you.
Okay.
Because
We
let's talk about
seeded.
it. Fifth
Yeah.
grade, the
Yep.
birds and the bees talk.
Yes.
Yeah, they
Yes.
sit
I
you
mean, at
down.
least in the state of Florida. I don't know where you guys, grew
State of
up,
Florida.
of course.
Florida, yeah.
Yeah, thank
and
you.
it was at least in my day.
Yeah, back in your day,
Yeah.
Fifth grade was when
2018.
they, yeah, you're a jerk. Yeah, fifth grade. I don't know, 2012.
Yeah. Obama's second term.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Good
actually.
president.
Yeah, tough.
Yeah,
they-
but how do they?
Honestly, I don't know. Like, and I'm glad you brought it up to think about it.
Well, you brought
and
it up.
just, I did bring it up actually.
You're furious.
I'm really pissed because why do they need to separate said birds and said bees
Thank
in
you.
fifth
Yeah,
grade
first
Right,
things
right.
first.
Yes, yes.
to
Segregation.
talk about it when they're probably doing it secretly? Like,
Right.
Oh.
Now you're just shaming them.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
They want to stay within their species, and but occasionally they sneak off for one another.
Like
They
the B
create a
movies deleted
hybrid.
scenes. Have you guys seen that?
Oh,
No.
you like jazz?
no.
Yeah, the bees do, like, and the birds do. Like, take a wild guess on how the planet came back to life.
Yeah, imagine like a
Bingo.
1970s narrator, like the birds and the bees, like jazz and the
Yeah.
No, my father.
They meet at a club.
Yeah, my father used that terminology to describe how it worked for me.
But how does it finish?
Okay, so my buddy Willie Manuel, he lived in a house with no front door, a trailer with no front door. So he knew stuff, saw stuff, and he knew exactly. He told me
They
how
couldn't help it. The door was open.
Yeah, he told me one time how where babies how they're made.
Yeah.
And I just knew I was sick to my stomach, but I knew he was telling me the truth. So I went home.
Oh no.
So I went home and I asked my pa.
Yeah.
And my pa looks at my mom and goes, give us a minute, talk about it. You know, like they're kind of like a
Yeah.
game plan.
Wow.
And my dad comes to my room like 8 minutes later and he goes, all right, son, listen, you ever heard birds and the bees? And I
No.
go, no. And he goes, all right, so like when birds like they love each other, right? And like
Where does bees
and the
come in?
bees
Where
is
did this come all? You know what I'm saying?
like
it's so-
flowers. I don't
Oh, is the bee like a pollination thing? Is that why the bees come in?
Yes, but what are
I mean,
the
it's
birds
your rant,
doing?
not ours.
What are the
Yeah.
birds doing? And I don't understand it.
I think they're
And-
just looking.
and
They're
they
like
want us to
voyeurs.
think that they aren't. It's that scheme. It's that like purity.
Oh yeah,
culture. It's-
Jonas Brothers.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
And it's like if we just tell them like birds and
Yes.
bees wouldn't associate with each other, they won't do it.
Right. And
Yeah.
next thing you
They
know,
can't physically.
teenage pregnancy
Like
through
let's
the
get a
roof.
bee and a
Yeah.
bird on the pod and let's ask. Like
Yeah,
truly,
come on.
like
Come on.
tell us the truth.
Yeah.
Like we want to tell all what's
I think
been
we
going
just
on.
titled the episode "Birds and the Bees."
Do birds eat bees?
I think so.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, now that's woo. Okay.
I'm just curious. I still don't know how it's all connected.
We hand me the bowl. Yeah.
But I'm angry about it now.
Yeah, I'm furious.
And Avis, you said something.
Yeah.
Now that you brought
None of
it
it
up,
makes sense.
cow tipping, fat or friction?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, I get it. Like, what's the deal with cow tipping? How you push them over?
Okay, what's the big idea?
Rant?
And is it actual cows or?
Don't get me started,
Uh-oh.
man. Because
Yeah.
honestly, if I drive by a field and I see a cow standing up, let me
Oh.
tell you, an affront on my people. I pull over instantly, my Subaru. I get out. I jump the barbed wire fence
Yeah.
without touching it.
Of
Just hop
Yeah,
it.
of course, yeah.
My up is 4.5
Oh,
feet.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
Got that
What's the jump where you go, the flop?
oh, a gator.
Yeah, the gator flop.
Yeah, I saw a gator flop over the fence. I run full speed at
That's
the
not
cow.
it. Just fact check that.
I just put my head down.
Yeah.
I just ram them.
Yeah.
I ram that milk beast.
What
And
keeps them up though?
So is it friction or is it fat?
fat?
That keeps them up.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, it's not friction
Yeah.
with the.
Because when they
earth.
fall over, what happens is, you know those clown things that are inflatable when you grow up and you punch them and they roll
Oh,
back
and
at
they
you?
hit you.
That's how a cow is. His big
Both.
old fat belly tits just fall over
Yeah.
and then they bounce back up again. They go
Ugh.
and they and,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
They're
Well, you
probably
kick the
so
moo
ticked
out of
too.
them.
Like
yeah.
you just know they're just like, man, my life sucks. Like,
Oh yeah.
like, are you
Yeah.
effing kidding me? Like, I'm sitting here, barbed wire out
Yeah.
here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
just chill.
I'm stuck, and now this
Trying to
random man
chill.
just rammed me so hard.
Yeah.
Like,
You pass it back.
Furious.
Let's
you've
see. Oh,
got to
man.
be kidding me.
Oh wow, yeah. Don't get me started.
Okay.
On my own right foot.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
I've
This
been
is the-
staring at
This
it.
is the powerhouse of the
glad-
family.
Yeah,
Yes,
I really
that's right.
do.
If anybody needs an ass kicking, that's not the foot.
Typically this
Thanks.
Hell yeah.
got him.
Get him.
Sorry, I had to.
No, I love it. No, I love it. No, I'm leaving that in the episode. Typically, this is the history portion of our show.
Typically, we'll see if you can pull
This is-
some history out of your butt.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, my
Fact or
guy.
fiction?
Yeah, it's most of history is fake, right?
Yep.
But don't get me started on his story.
Oh, it's she-story.
Yeah, she's story. But every now and then we like
That's
to
for
keep
you.
it. Yeah,
That joke's for you, Pam.
Yeah,
Florida woman.
Yeah, dap it up. But here's the thing: we reached out to folks and just said, "Hey, like, what do you want to hear? What do you want to learn about?"
Yeah.
Right.
And you don't want to know the answers.
What people were saying, the darndest things,
Birds
dude.
and bees.
Yeah, birds and the bees. They were saying, like, how did we go from like, bikes to rocket ships in 40 years, stuff like that. Yeah, I don't
What's
know.
the Industrial Revolution?
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. What I do know about is what Florida was doing during World War II.
Wow, that's very neat.
Crazy stuff.
This
That's
is
for sure.
very niche. People, I think the reason why World War II is on a lot of folks' minds when we ask what do you want to hear about is because a lot of folks feel like World War III is around the corner.
Oh, okay.
So they're like, well, we need to rewatch the first one, the first two.
Yeah,
so
what can
kinda
we
see-
learn?
What can we learn from the third one, right, before we get
Because
there?
it's us against the White Walkers.
Yes,
the
right.
racists.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. So here's the thing. I personally think we're okay. I don't think World War III is coming.
Thank you.
But I just want to say about World War II, starting with Florida, a little Florida fact here.
What do we do?
That 250,000 of the forces deployed by the United States in World War II were actually volunteers from Florida.
I'm not surprised in the slightest.
250,000?
Yes. Like 250,000 people in Florida were like, sign me up.
Yeah.
I would like to go.
Yeah.
And what do you think that is, by the way? Like, is it because like it's just tough to live here? And they were like, anywhere but here. Like,
Anywhere but here, yeah.
like I'll go to Nazi controlled Europe to avoid.
Speaking of Gasparilla, like, you know what I'm
What
saying?
exactly?
Yep. And invasions.
Yeah, so maybe like that's what it was, but there's also a part of me that likes to believe that like Florida man's been so like deeply rooted in our culture for so long that I just imagine like 250,000 like Florida men just being like, oh yeah, this sounds fun. You know what I mean? Like
This is
what
true,
an
yeah. It's
adventure.
experience. A bucket list.
Yeah, bucket list. Yeah, like
World wars are on a lot of people's bucket lists.
I
It's
think
just
so.
tough.
I think so.
I don't blame them, but like I also like get under,
Yeah.
I get the hype.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you get to be the one to be like, back in my day. You know what I mean? Like
True.
one day you'll get to be
Yeah.
grandpa saying Vietnam.
And then
like,
you can treat servers bad.
Yes.
and
yeah.
you get to wear the hat and like get
Yeah, with a
free
ship on it.
Well, here's my
Yeah.
thing though, dude. Like, isn't there like, I mean, a pretty clear black and white with World War II where it's like, like the Nazis are like the ultimate bad guy. There's a reason why everybody gets compared to Nazis.
Yeah.
Right.
Even still. So like,
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. So you're able, and you're able to go like, like I will go stop this army marching across Europe.
Cool, yeah.
So 250,000 Florida people were like, hey, this is what we're going to do
It's a lot in one trip
That's so
or like
many.
over time.
over the course of the war.
Yeah.
over the
Did
course
they
of the
take
war.
like Carnival cruise ships over there?
Oh, yeah.
Because those are the only things big enough.
They probably just got in the hamster wheel and ran across.
Well, that's the thing. Like, can you imagine being like a Nazi?
Yeah,
like
big hamster wheel.
you're super confident. Like you're like,
Yeah, let's recheck D-Day.
oh yeah, you're sitting there chilling on the beaches of Normandy, and all of a sudden you hear just like music coming across the ocean.
It's what's the guy that just
Daddy
died?
Yankee.
Not Tommy Bahama, but the other one.
Oh, Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah,
It's
it's
5
just
o'clock
Jimmy
somewhere.
Yeah, it's Jimmy Buffett. And then the Nazis look out over the water, and it's just 250,000 Florida people just like waving the Florida
Yeah,
flag.
that'd be scary,
Yeah, that's what I'm
actually.
saying,
Yeah.
bro. Like
Yeah.
intimidating. And so like I think single handedly, like that's why Hitler offed himself. Like he heard about all the Floridians coming,
In
and
a
was just like,
ditch.
yeah, I'm out
Running
of here.
from the cops with
Canal.
panties around his
Yeah.
head.
Right.
Yeah, little panty boy.
Wow.
Adolf.
Got him.
Got him. But it wasn't just the citizens of Florida that volunteered en masse to help the war efforts.
Okay.
The state itself proved to be invaluable to the U.S. government because of our warm climate.
Oh.
They realized, hey, if we move all of our training operations down to Florida, we can train around the clock, like all year long.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So like in mass, the U.S. government begins building like military installations and training centers in Florida. In South Florida alone, there was 150 new military installations over the course of 6 years,
That seems excessive.
where the U.S. government was just like, "Hey, you joining? Cool. We're shipping you to Florida." Like, which is kind of wild to
Yeah.
me, but also too, it like, it kind of feeds that Florida stereotype of like, oh, like it's essentially warm year round. Like we have like 6 days of
This is
winter.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the rest of it is just like,
Yeah, who needs a groundhog when
sucks.
you've got the sun?
I mean,
Oh, God. Yeah.
she said that for
It's
a
like
long
you've read our
time.
bio.
Oh, she gets it.
Yeah, we get it.
She gets it, dude. And so the government's doing this. And so every branch of the military relocates their training efforts to our state. Now, here
West
is
Point 2, right?
West Point also.
Space
yeah.
Force.
West Point 2.0
Yeah.
is in like
Yeah,
Vero.
yeah, yeah.
100%. Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Well, that's what I was going to bring up is like the Air Force follows suit and they decided to move their training efforts to Florida as well. And this is where it gets kind of
I
Florida.
like planes.
It gets kind of Florida
The
man.
Bermuda Triangle.
No.
Oh, no. Our
Okay.
number one enemy, World War III. is
I
the Bermuda
know.
Triangle.
Well, so the U.S. government begins cranking out planes like in mass,
Cool.
like quickly.
Yeah.
And fun fact: so the U.S. government in 1 year in 1944
Uh-huh.
produced more planes than Italy and Japan did combined the entire war. Like in
Wow.
1 year, just cranking out planes.
Yeah.
Here's the issue:
Can't say I blame them though.
it takes
You
folks.
got to make planes. Yeah.
It takes folks to fly the planes,
Pilots.
and
I
they
got it.
didn't
Florida.
have they didn't have enough pilots.
Those darn Floridians.
So
Yeah.
since
What do they do?
since all the branches
Robots.
are moving to Florida,
Yeah.
to have that round the clock training, all these Florida men and women were like, I can fly.
Of course you can. Yeah.
Give me a shot.
Yeah, put me in, coach.
Birds and the bees.
15,000 people crashed planes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Florida.
Well, no wonder they had to keep making planes.
No, I mean, like, it's kind of sad, but also
trial and
like,
error.
bro, what? 15,000 plane
lot of
crashes.
damage.
Well, you know what they always said with the Florida education system?
That,
Yeah.
yeah, well, right.
Which way's up?
Well, and I think part of it is kind of like the government's fault of like, you know, we made all these planes and there's a rush. I mean, dude, Pearl Harbor happens and it's like, okay, we're in this thing now. Like,
Yeah.
there's a rush to train pilots. Like a massive percentage of the actual like pilot deaths over the course of the war happened in training in Florida.
So it's not safe to live around these training
Lord no,
facilities.
they would just take off and then crash like in Vero Beach or
Yeah,
crash in
my
like
train is
Orlando.
court.
And like, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
The beach is ruined now. But no,
Send it to Ocala. Like, who,
no, 15,000.
I mean, John McCain crashed 3 planes.
he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's okay. I mean, not now, but
But he was. Yeah, he was. Here's the thing, though. The military relocates all their efforts here. It's this mass effort. Florida and Florida Man and Woman star the show for a bit, but we're actually still seeing benefits from that war effort 100 years later in
like
our
a
state.
stimulus package.
Kind of, sort of, actually, because, well, yes, this is true. The state benefited immensely from those efforts, specifically the hotel industry.
Oh, wow.
Because in the southern part of our state, the United States government purchased temporarily 300 hotels
Wow.
to house military personnel and their families while they were training, with the caveat on the back end of, hey, when the war efforts are over, we're going to help you like stay in business. So we're going to give you like these care packages, these financial packages to help you stay open. And so it's estimated that as of right now, there are 300 hotels still in the state of Florida that remained open and thriving because the military like gave this massive stimulus package back in the 40s.
Well, that's good.
Wow.
Because I'm sure tourism dropped off
Right.
during
yeah,
World
Clearwater
War.
Beach was looking
yeah.
rough.
Well, that's like the awkward part of it, though, is because like it's, you know, the rest of the world is kind of it's in a depression.
Yep.
And then you have Florida with all this boost from the military and the training and now the hotel industry,
Right.
where like it's not a bad place to live.
Yeah.
And then you consider the fact that 250,000 get shipped off and volunteers.
Yeah.
And you know that they're not coming back in 100% success rate. So
That's true.
you
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? Like it's just like it was a weird like a weirdly beneficial time for Florida.
If any boys, I'd say like probably Midwestern boys were probably the most to survive.
Yeah.
I just feel like Midwestern boys would be like tough.
Yeah, hog tossers.
Yeah, hog tossers.
I just feel like they started like flying their like plane in their backyard at like 3.
Yes. I agree.
It's like kids that golf in Florida. Like you just know they have it in them.
Well, have you seen? Yeah, and have you seen those memes? That's like you know, like if you send like a case of like Bud Light and something else to, you know, when Osama was alive, like,
Okay.
and Florida Man would like go find him. Like that was like the thing where it was like,
yeah,
like
a case of beer.
Yeah, Florida Man could do it, you know. But like that stereotype kind of exists for a reason. I mean, like I think our state's always been
I
kind
think
of
they
like
just go hard.
Reckless.
Oh no, they go hard. That's like 100% what happened,
Yeah,
dude.
they're committed. Like I don't really see Massachusetts committing to the bit.
Yeah, where you at,
Like,
Mass?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're still
get 'em.
talking about Boston Tea Party. Like
Oh, get
I'm
over
sure they don't
it,
have Boston
dude.
Man on Boston
Yeah.
Man. Like
Yeah, they don't.
They
They
don't.
better not.
Who
They
chased
don't.
Nazis? We did. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Another random fun fact about Florida Man during World War II is that a battalion of Floridians were sent overseas and ended up being stationed in Poland. And these Floridians,
my grandpa. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah,
Oh, my grandpa.
yes, along with their Polish allies,
Yeah.
stumbled across a grizzly bear. And they immediately befriend
good.
and tame the grizzly bear and
so?
privatize him into the army.
Okay.
And they
Wow.
use this is true. They use the bear to carry heavy ammunition and food supplies.
Cool.
The bear not only accompanied them into battle, these Floridians, but the bear also survived the war
Wow.
and ended up in a zoo in Poland and survived and lived in the zoo in Poland until 1970.
That's
so
pretty cool.
they
Wow.
stumbled across a bear and recruited into the war effort, which again
tricky.
feels very Florida.
Yeah.
It does.
I feel like, so are grizzly bears in Poland nicer?
I don't know. I felt like they got him drunk.
Yeah, because I saw
Ooh.
I saw Revenant, and
Yes.
he didn't like.
He did not
He
go.
did not like-
yeah,
yeah.
he was not
No.
going out
He
of
did
the
not
fight.
go quietly.
No. He turned Leo over onto his belly and just
Yeah, slice and dice.
sliced him, diced
Yeah.
him, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, that was seeing my homie like that, because Leo listens to the show, good guy.
Yeah, big fan.
Seeing him in pain
love
like
you, bro.
that. Yeah, I know he's a good actor and everything, but seeing that big bear on top of his gorgeous body just like really did something to me, man.
Yeah, and then it was like CGI, and you're like, wait, how?
Still
no
no
way.
Oscar. Yeah.
I thought
Yeah, not for the bear.
Yeah, I thought he did it like for real, like for the bit.
Yeah.
Like commit to the bit.
They must have hired the Polish one.
I think it was. Yeah.
No, we kept him.
Yeah, I know, but that was Florida's role in World War II. But
Did he have like a uniform? Because that's how I picture
the bear
him.
did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. It
that's
was
good.
Florida's flag. But I wanted to, but I wanted to end this portion talking about the Goring brothers. And this story is kind of mind blowing, and I'll do it briefly. And the fact that Hollywood hasn't made a movie about these two guys yet is
I think it's the last name.
yeah, Goring, Boring Goring.
Well, yeah, no, it's just Goring. It's gross.
It is nasty. It's
Sounds
a
like-
nasty last name. Change it for crying out loud.
Change it for
Yeah,
movies.
Beyonce, like better.
100%. The
Yeah.
Beyonce brothers. I can get behind that.
100%. I'm more of a Michelle Williams fan.
Oh yes, you're thinking of the late great
Michelle Williams.
yeah, Michelle
From
Williams.
Destiny's Child. Yeah.
No, wasn't Heath Ledger's girlfriend called Michelle Williams as well?
Well, I don't know Heath Ledger's ex-girlfriend.
Well, he was a good buddy. All right, so Hermann Goring was a high-ranking Nazi party member. In fact, he was designated to be Hitler's successor after
Right.
the World War was over, and Hitler eventually died. So Hitler names Hermann Goring as his number 2
Cool.
during the war. Okay,
Right.
his brother was called Albert Goring, who was staunchly anti-Nazi, and he saw the regime for what it was, like this brutal
So
dictatorship.
one bro,
One bro's number 2.
he's a Nazi.
Yeah, and the
other
other
one,
one is
Anti-Nazi.
anti-Nazi.
Yeah.
All right. So what's
Right.
crazy is Albert Goring would use his brother's influence to save Jewish people. So he would show up to these encampments and go like, or like to the ghettos and go like, give me like 25 Jewish workers right now. And they would be like, oh, this is the brother of the number 2.
Oh, yeah, we got to give it to
Anything
him.
you want.
Yeah.
And then when they would
Nepotism.
yes,
Is
and he,
alive.
a nepo
Yeah.
baby he was.
Yeah.
And they would put him in the back of his truck, and he would just drive and like release him, like take him to
Oh,
like
wow.
safety or across alley line.
He's
alley
like,
line.
got him.
Yeah, got him.
Yeah.
He did this the entirety of the war, and no one ever caught on.
Well, he
Not
just says,
once.
Yeah, because
Not even his brother? You're telling me his brother was just like, wait a minute.
Yeah, they actually didn't catch on until when the Allies began taking back territory. The Allies capture him, not realizing that he himself was a secret ally, but because he did it in secret, there's no way to prove it.
and you don't want to brag.
Right, he's not braggadocious, but also the
Yeah.
Nazis would kill him. So like no one knew. So the Allies take him and go, we have the number 2's brother.
Oh.
And back then, at that point in the war, they weren't negotiating; they were just offing
Captain.
Nazi commanders,
no, they
unless you were good at space stuff, and then we recruited you.
Yeah, or cars.
Or cars. But so Albert Goring gets
Volkswagen
busted.
was, yeah.
Yeah.
They bring him over and they're getting ready to execute him.
Ah, jeez.
The Allied soldier who was processing his termination paperwork
Yep.
had a Jewish volunteer working with him, and the Jewish volunteer recognized Albert Goring and goes, "No, wait, that guy actually saved my life."
Whoa. Phew.
And it turns out that one of the Jews that he had saved was volunteering in the Ally effort afterwards, and was like, they recognized him and go, "No, he actually saved us. Like, don't kill this guy."
It's
Right.
a real Remember the Titans moment.
Yes, they started investigating, and sure enough, it was true. And so they wrote a book about it called Goring versus Goring. But this guy, Albert Goring, after the war, was such a good dude. He had no family to receive his inheritance. So right before he passed away, he married his housekeeper so she could receive all of his
My man.
So nice.
Yeah.
all the stuff. And
They
so,
say that housekeeping doesn't pay off.
but come on,
Sometimes.
But if you work for the brother of the second
Second head Nazi.
highest command Nazi,
Yeah.
it does pay off.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
So there's always like an asterisk next to that housekeeping doesn't pay off comment, and it's because of that statement.
Right.
Yeah.
Peyton, it's your second time on the show.
Right.
You knock it out of the park.
Which time was your favorite?
No, that's a good question.
Ooh.
We didn't give you cake the first time.
Yeah.
All right, we'll let you think about it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they're both good in their own way.
You put this girl into like a rant, and she just goes off. Right?
off,
we go,
yeah.
hey, which time with us is more fun? And she was like, oh, I don't know.
Oh, you want me to be honest? Fine.
Yeah.
Okay, first one, there was like more homies here, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it was nighttime too.
It was nighttime. So I'm like,
Yeah.
the vibes were so different. Like, this
Yeah.
is just like a
Yeah.
casual work day. You know what I mean?
Right. So the
Cool.
first time you're thinking Applebee's, this is more like Fred's Market, is what you're saying.
So, I've never been there, but my
I don't
dad's
know if Fred's is
obsessed with
business.
it.
Your pops of
Yeah.
with Fred's Market.
He's like, well, I
I think I love this.
think